Hari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalapa Vishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishta Shila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai. Nityalapa Vishta Vaishnava.
If I lower the volume, the phone won't ring. Got trouble with the volume. No.
Sorry. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupada Mahabhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishta Shila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai. Nityalapa Vishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Balabatirtha Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupad Shila Bhakti Dait Madhava Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosai Maharaj ki jai. All the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, and all the disciples and followers of those associates ki jai. Jai Śrīla Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki jai, Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai, Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosai Par ki jai, Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Gunath Shard Gosai Prabhu ki jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Upadeśāmṛta ki jai. And all of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur's kirtans on the verses of Upadeśāmṛta ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. We'll do the Mangalacharan and then begin. Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Kodiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdika Hana Sukham pradat prabhung tang bhaje. Vande Bhaktivinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanung Yamuna Tatanagara Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunjavidum Smara Gaura Gadadara Kelikalang Bhava Gaura Gadadara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura Gadadara Charukathang Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptascha Kamadhitaranga Madhye Kripa Mai Tvang Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Deepika Gupta Didi, Mañjulālī Didi, Champak Mataji, whoever that is watching on their iPhone. Is that Chatamai Mataji? I don't know. It says CW. And then also pranams to all the devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. I opened up this program restream a bit late, so I might be missing some of the initial comments. But yeah, those who write comments, I see your names. I don't know who else is there though. But I see Ganga Mataji is there, and I'm guessing Arseshwari Mataji and Indira Mataji are there. And also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and everybody else. So we are continuing our Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program. This is week 2, day 3, and I think day 10, right, from the beginning. But yeah, it's just the third day of week 2, and we are going through Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's instructional songs. So today and tomorrow, Mañjulālī Didi is joining us, and she'll be taking us through the Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs on each verse, on the first 8 verses of Upadeśāmṛta. And yeah, these songs are so powerful because we have, I think all devotees are familiar with Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Upadeśāmṛta. But then how do we actually follow these verses? How do we get the strength to be able to follow these verses? So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he wrote a song for these first 8 verses, all songs praying to Sri Hari, and he goes very deep into the meaning of the verses and prayers for how to practically apply the verses in our own lives. And so at first I was thinking we would just do Upadeśāmṛta in one day, these songs, but then I realized that that would be crazy to try to fit in 8 such powerful, potent songs on all these verses, 8 songs in just one day. That's not possible. So then we decided to divide it into 2 days, which means that the Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs in the first and second sections of Kalyana Kalpataru, what is it? Upadesh and Upalabdhi. We'll just have to squeeze that all into one day, which I think is okay. I think on that day I'll just like read through a lot of the translations and jump from here there, just so that you can get kind of a taste for it. And then I think after Gaur Purnima time, we'll continue doing this Bhaktivinoda-gīti-dhārā program, but without any time constraints. And so then we don't need to fit in a whole bunch in one day. Like we could just, as long as it takes. And so that's the plan for now. All right, Hari Bol Sarveshwari Mataji and Chatamai Mataji. And who else joins just now? Anyways, sorry. Okay, so I will, let me check one last time. Nandini Didi Dandavat Pranams. All right, so let's begin. Mañjulālī Didi, are you ready now? Haribol Dandavat Pranams.
So maybe you can share the songs of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura.
Yeah. I forgot to do that. I'll set that up now, but you can, if you want, you can do your own Mangala-charan.
Yeah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tat Bhaktaye Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Adadanastriyandanter idam yache puna puna Shriman Rupa Padam Bhajaduli Shyam Janma Janmani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I offer my pranams to everyone, and I'm very grateful to be able to come here and trying to do some service. Actually, this Upadeśāmṛta for us is something very special, very important. And like Madhukar Prabhu said, the songs of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura add so much to these verses. It's like, so yeah, I was first, before going to the songs, I wanted, like, we have little trying to go to understand how important is Upadeśāmṛta in our lives. So that's why, like, why we need to do effort to connect with this instruction and try to bring this instruction to our life. So first of all, I think it's like when we contemplate the Upadeśāmṛta, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, in one of his commentaries in the last verse, he explained that actually one day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was together with all his associates, like with his very intimate associates there in the banks of the ocean in Jagannath Puri. And then Mahaprabhu, when he was with them, suddenly he entered in a very strong ecstasy. And then so much ecstasy that he like lost conscious. And then little by little, the devotees brought him back to conscious. And after he came back to conscious, he like very slowly, he gave these verses, he explained these verses. And then Rupa Goswami was there and he actually wrote them. So actually these verses are very important. It's been given by Mahaprabhu, but it's Rupa Goswami who presented to us. So, and this is add even more importance to the verses because we are trying to become followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. And Srila Rupa Goswami, he's the Avideya Acharya, he's the Acharya to teach us the process, especially like, even though he has given everything, but especially for us, Rupa Goswami, he gave us the process to be able to achieve our goal. So this Upadeśāmṛta is exactly one of the biggest, like there's also this, Bhaktivinoda-Samrita Sindhu, but Upadeśāmṛta for us, like whole book is just instructions about our process, our spiritual life. And Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he explains that actually this should be like a necklace we wear every single day, like something that we carry with us all the time. And even he says like very strongly, like without these instructions of Upadeśāmṛta, we cannot achieve this Krishna Prem. It's just not possible. So if we ever want to achieve this Krishna Prem, we need to follow all these instructions of Upadeśāmṛta like one by one. And one thing here that is also important, that's also the specialty of Srila Rupa Goswami. He put things so condensed, like very specific things and very important. Every single word, every single meaning of the verses here, they're all important. There is nothing of Upadeśāmṛta that we can leave to the side, and just like every single instruction of Upadeśāmṛta we need to follow in our lives if we want to achieve actually Krishna Prem, or like that topmost kind of service to the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, without like entering very deep in this, without trying to bring this instruction in our life. It's actually it's not possible. So that's why I feel like it's very nice somehow if we can try to go a little more deep in this. So that's why like doing it one day was like impossible. So we'll just try to I don't know, even though I don't have any qualification for this, but for me, it's like I really hope that day in my life that I can actually bring each one of these teachings in my life, and I can live fully according to the desire of Srila Gurudev and all our Guru Varga, especially Srila Rupa Goswami. So one thing though that is very special is Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Because Rupa Goswami is giving us instructions, things that we need to do, things we should not do, like everything is just like instruction. But Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he make it like a prayer. Like Rupa Goswami is just mentioning everything like that is needed there, but Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is bringing us this so we can pray for that. We can like try for that. And actually prayers, because what capacity we have, what like qualification we have actually nothing, but we have prayers. Prayers are something very powerful. Prayers are something that open our heart. Prayers are something that like even someone who is like no qualified for anything can achieve like something very big by prayers. So that's why like in one way these jewels that Srila Rupa Goswami gave, Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura make in a way that we can access to them. We can pray for that. We can like try to but because we are in a process that really our effort, even though we need to do effort, but without mercy, it's just impossible. Like if there is no mercy there, like we're in a process that is descending. So it's actually like we cannot get it. So that's why like it's very beautiful how Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura make all these like verses in a form of prayers. So just to have like just to have an idea what is the Upadeśāmṛta, they are 11 verses, no? Upadesh means instruction, and Amrita means nectar. So actually, all these instructions, they are full of nectar. If we understand, like one can think like, oh, it's very strong and hard, but actually it's like if we actually want to take the nectar, if we want to actually relish this Braj Ras, and then the essence of Braj Ras, that's the most elevated, that's what Mahaprabhu came to give. When these instructions are for that, you know, and Srila Rupa Goswami is giving from the very beginning to the topmost, like everything is composed there, like in a very condensed way. So just to have like an idea, like there is in the 11 verses, the 3 first verses, they are giving us a platform, like the things we need to have in our life and the things we should not have, like things that are favorable, very favorable, and things that are like we fully need to reject. And then the verses 4, 5, and 6, it's everything about sadhusanga, because actually sadhusanga, like we can know what is good for us and what is not, but how can we actually apply this in our life is only in sadhusanga. It's by association of sadhus that devotion will come to us. So then in these 3 verses, Srila Rupa Goswami is explaining like how, you know, from what is actually Sangha, how we should associate with Vaishnavas. These 3 verses is specifically showing us our Sadhu Sangha. We'll see when we enter in this one. And then we have the verses 7 and 8, that this is actually like very much the process itself, you know, like the 7 is like before we have test for Nam, and then on the 8th is once we actually have already tested Nam. No? And then the verses 9, 10, and 11. This is our aspiration. This is our goal. No, this is like the glories of Radhakunda. And the first one is actually like I feel it's like if you condense all Bhaktivinoda-Ṭhākura's second part, it's like he's showing like the topmost place, you know, the topmost. In Rupa Goswami, like in such a condensed way, he's taking us to the topmost place that is Radhakunda, and how like powerful if you can take shelter of that place. And then the second verse and the verse number 10 is actually I feel like the Bhaktivinoda-Ṭhākura one in the first canto, because he's taken to the topmost Vaishnava, you know, who is the topmost. He's coming from science, Karmi, still Srimati Radhika. No, it's like he condensed everything. And then the last verse is like the power of serving Radhakunda, the power of taking bath in Radhakunda. How powerful is this place? So this third last verses is very much our inspiration. And then so this is like in a small Upadeśāmṛta. So now I feel like we will start. See how much we can do today. So first, like, okay, so we'll go to the first song. So here, Srila Rupa Goswami in the verse of Upadeśāmṛta here, he's explaining about there is six impetus that we need to control. There is 6 things that if somehow they are in our spiritual life, we will not be able to have proper conscious, proper mood of service, proper. So, and this thing, like he's starting here because if we don't have this, what to speak of everything else? if like we cannot even start controlling our tongue, our mind, our anger, our tongue in the sense of speech, and also our tongue in the sense of wanting to eat very delicious things, and our stomach, our genitals. If we cannot control this, then we cannot speak about anything else. Like everything else that need to come after that is like not. We are thinking we want to start the Radhakunda and the service of Radha and Krishna, and like topmost service to Srimati Radhika. But for that, the first thing is like, and Rupa Goswami is not without reason. He's starting with Vacho Vegan, because actually like the speech is it can be the most harmful thing we have. So, okay, so we can go to the song. In the song, we will see just every part of the verse. So here, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, like very beautifully at the beginning, he's like expressing, and this is actually even though he's already an associate of the Lord and he's fully established in Prem, but this is their mercy. They are so humble and they have so much devotion that they feel like have nothing, and then they pray in such a way that we can actually pray, because these prayers are really for us. Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is not a fallen soul. We are fallen souls. We can trace. So at the beginning, before I start praying, he's showing, like he's expressing his condition. So he say prapancha porya. So prapancha means like this material world made of 5 elements. This so 5 gross elements. So I say having fallen in this prapancha, in this material existence, no? Agati hoya, I became like without any kind of shelter. No? I just, because we developed this desire of being enjoyer, and then we fell down here, and then we got fully lost. No? So nadeki upay are, I cannot see any like any way, any means to get some kind of relief of to come out from this condition. Agati ragati, so charana sharan. So I say your lotus feet, they are the gati, they are the shelter for those who are agatir. Agatir means like those ones who are shelterless, like those who are helpless. They have no shelter, no nothing, you know. Your lotus feet, they are our shelter. Really, the lotus feet of the Lord. And also, I think like always we can first thinking in Sri Guru, but also, you know, the Lord. This is like this is our real shelter. We can try to take shelter in so many things in this world, like in people who is around us, in money, in some kind of like in so many ways we try to take shelter in other things. but actually nothing of this world can save us. Nothing of this world can actually help us. So here is saying, we are all conditioned jivas, we are agatira. We are like, have no shelter. But the only way we can start coming out from where we are is first we need to take shelter at lotus feet of the Lord. So he said, agatira gati, charana sharan, tomaya korino shar. So I have made you my sar, you my essence, you my all and all. So, and this is something very beautiful of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs. Like, and most of his songs, there's so much of this expression of this need of surrender, this need of like actually taking shelter and then actually depending in their mercy and calling out very strongly to their mercy, because only when really the mercy will be there so we will be able to enter in that realm of dedication. We will be able to enter in that realm of like a service. And once we will be there, we'll be able to relish all that beauty, all that sweetness that there is in service. So you can put it a little up. Yeah. So here he's saying karma, like here he's pressing, because the thing is, like, not only that we have fallen in this material system, but also we have no qualification at all. So he said, karma geyan kichu nahimora. I have no any proper activity. I didn't do any good activity at all. I have no proper understanding, no wisdom. I have like, there is no, in any way you want to see if I have something to deserve your mercy, there is no way you will find anything that I have that makes me deserving your mercy. But still, you know, they are so merciful. So he's saying, I didn't do any good activity. I don't have good, like, proper understanding. I don't have proper, like, wisdom. I don't have sadhana, bhajan, and I have no any really practice. I don't have any mood of service. Like, what I'm doing is just like a machine, you know, like I don't really have this mood of, even though we are trying, at least I can say it with myself, but how much really is there we are doing actually for the happiness of the Lord, you know, for the happiness of Guru, and how much we are doing just out of, who knows, like with different purpose there. So, but even though I have no any qualification, to me kripa maya, you're kripa maya, you're full of mercy. You're like, you have so much mercy with you. So even though I know I have no any qualification, amito kangal, like I'm very low. I have like no capacity to anything. I remember one time when Vaishnava was explaining kangal. So kangal is someone who is so like unqualified, that even like he's feeling very thirsty, very hungry, and then he have no, like he has a plate of food next to him, but he doesn't have even the power to take the food and put it in his mouth. So like, I don't even have the power to that. You even need to put it in my mouth. Like, I have no qualification at all. So ahai tuki kripachai, that's why I'm begging for your mercy. That is ahai tuki, that has no cost, like because I have no qualification to receive that mercy, but still I beg you. And this should be our approach to everything. It's like the moment we are proud and think I can do, I have the power, we are very far from devotion. We are very far from, no. But here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is saying, like, my condition is very fallen. I have no qualification, but I have a hope, a very strong hope, and that hope is your mercy. Like, there is a verse of Rupa Goswami. He's saying, when I think about the life of Prahlad, Maharaj, and Dhruva, all these great personalities, I lose my hope when I am, you know, the kind of tolerance and surrender that Prahlad has, and how in middle of big problems, he still can like fully just remembering the Lord. And when I think in Dhruva, the kind of determination, or anyone else, I lose my hope because I am very far from that. But when I remember your mercy, the hope come back. You know, so this is our really like a hope is really their mercy. This is,
So
we
that's a
can,
verse by Rupa Goswami. Sorry to interrupt. That's a verse by
yeah,
Rupa Goswami. From
yeah.
where?
This, I think it's in the Stavamala. I can after share it in the group of
Okay, that's,
Bhaktivinoda.
yeah, I
It's like
really,
a very beautiful verse. It's a very, very,
yeah.
very beautiful verse. It's like okay, he give us some hope. Like, even doesn't matter how unqualified, their mercy will always be more, you know. And this is actually our hope. Like, many times I hear devotees say like, oh, I have no qualification. Yeah, of course we have no qualification, but still, you know, their mercy is bigger. The power is bigger. The power of Nam, the power of Guru, of Vaishnavas, of the Lord is always much more bigger than unqualification. I don't know if you say it like that in English. So then the thing is, we should have hope in that. We should hold very strongly their mercy. So that's why I say, Haituki Kripa Chai. I want, Chai means I want your mercy, but costless mercy, because I have no anything to deserve that mercy. So now you can. So now here he's speaking about this first verse. So in this first verse, Rupa Goswami somehow is instructing us that we need to control 6 impetus, because these impetus are like very harmful for our spiritual life. No, so the first one is a Bhakya beg. No, Bhakya means our speech. Rupa Goswami uses the word pacho. So, and the speech is something actually like Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Goswami Maharaj, he said, like, we have a tendency to speak too much, speaking without like use of the words. But, and even like we are not caring, we can even give pain to others with our words. We can like harm others. So words are very, very, very important. And Srila Gurudev used to say in the Mahabharata and in the Ramayana, that actually like what make to like bring the biggest problem was through speech, even though Draupadi and Sita, they are like associates of Sita Thakur, and Sita Devi is like is the potency of Ramachandra, but that pastimes is like a teaching for us, like how careful we should be with speech. Draupadi, when she was there in the middle, when Duryodhana came to the palace of the Pandavas there in Indraprastha, then at that time, because there was this palace was made by Maya, this very big asura. So it was having like some magic. So then Duryodhana, because he was having so much envy, he could not see properly. So then he thought there was water and he was trying to escape touching the water, but it was just an illusion. And then after, when there was actually water, he saw like there was nothing, so he entered in the water. And then Draupadi, just like a joke, he said, like, same as his father is blind, he's also blind. And this is like, Gurudev says, like the drop that make like Duryodhana, even though he was having already so much envy, so much everything, but this is what makes the explosion. So this actually for us is like, we need to be so careful what comes out from our mouth, so careful. Actually, from our mouth should only come the glories of the Lord, the glories of Vaishnavas, the instructions of our Guru Varga, there, nothing else, everything else can like take us far from what we are aspiring for. We should always remember we're aspiring for the most elevated thing. We are like something that is so like a Braja Rasa Sar, like the essence of the nectar of Braj. So to that, like for sure, the first thing we need to be so careful what comes out from this mouth. And then and the only way really is if we use our mouth to glorify the Lord, to glorify Vaishnavas, or anything is just used in service. When our speech is used in service, then everything is perfect. But unless we use in something else, then it's just, and little by little, even though this is such a big thing, and this is the first instruction, so it like to actually control our speech is not a simple thing, but we need to aspire for that. We need to try every day, like even if I spoke something that was improper, if I give pain to someone with my words, then like I can contemplate and next time try to be more careful. Because also like if we give pain to other living entities, all the living entities are dear to the Lord. So if we are giving pain to those who are dear to the Lord, how can we even expect to be able to please the Lord? So then he said, Manoveg is all this impetus of the mind. And actually, if we want to try to understand more deep what is the impetus of the mind, mostly it's the desires. Where all our material desires appear is in the mind. And the mind gets very agitated. When we want something, our mind is like so restless. I want this, I'm just thinking in this and this. And so, and actually like while we keep material desires, it's not possible we can go to that, to that Brajara. So it's so necessary that we need to somehow give up all the impetus on the mind. And that only way is like our desires become fully transformed, that our desires goes in line with devotion, when we will desire to be in the association of Vaishnavas, when we'll be desire to serve, that's because desires is something we will never give up. Any conscious living entity, one of their qualities, they have desires. So desires is something that will be always with us. But the thing is where our desires are. Like if our desires are in this material world, they will just bind us stronger, stronger, stronger. But if our desires are related to the Lord, and this will bring us to the Lord very quickly. If more the strong the verb become our desires, or more fast we'll be able to go on. So then he said Kroda Veg. This is like something also like really important. The anger, like if we cannot control anger, we just like out of anger, someone can do things that are so bad. Like someone can say, so even people can kill out of like if a very strong anger comes, he can like do, and then after lament so much. So anger is a very big enemy. So we need to be very careful to control. And actually there for that is understanding from where anger is coming when our desires are not fulfilled. Like if someone is stopping, blocking our material desires, so that's why first comes Manovega. You know, like first, as soon as we can give up our material desires, then anger will not come there. There's no way. And then
In Bhagavad Gita, Kamat Krodho Bijayate, right? In Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. And actually, like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, no, these are our worst enemies. Actually, there's a verse even say that in the 16th chapter, say that Kama, Krodha, and how I say, Lova, these three are the gate to hell. You know, it's like if we want to go to a very hellish condition, like very like low and fully out of the harmony of this material existence, then we need to become servants of these three. So yeah, it's very important we can give them up. And then Jiva Veg. Jiva Veg is the impetus of the tongue in the sense of wanting to relish delicious things. And this is like even at the cost of giving suffering to others, or even at the cost of giving suffering to us. Nowadays, that there's so many things we eat, we know that they're not even good for our health. And this is something so important. Yuktahara is so essential, actually, because if I am eating things that are not proper for me, and then I get sick, I cannot chant, I cannot serve, I cannot like, but if like just out of giving some pleasure to my tongue, I give up and I just get whatever like it's there, then how can we even think in aspiring to something so high? Like first we need to give out all these things that are like harming our spiritual life. Now for the Lord, I should give up everything. If anything, I know that if I will eat this and then tomorrow I will not be able to wake up because my body will be so heavy I could not digest them. So it's very important we are careful there. And then Udara is the stomach, and the stomach is like wanted to eat too much in general. And Upashta are like the genitals. And actually there is one verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that is very important. It says like this desire of sexual desire, this is actually like a thing that binds the knots of the heart of like a man and woman. And this is what throws us to the material existence. This is like once this thing is there, then we start getting attached to family, house, relatives, and everything. And then you say like this mood of aham mamati, aham, like me and mine, it comes very much from there. So trying to control this is like what to say is very, very necessary. If like we want to, what binds us the most to this world is actually that desire. And Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj say they are in a line. If we are controlling first here the tongue, then the stomach and the genitals will be okay. But if I'm not controlling the tongue, then three of them will be like fully lost. So we need to be so careful. Like we actually want to achieve to something very high, but we need to start from here. If these things that like this impetus, if we cannot control them, we cannot even dream in that Sudanam. Like we will be like fully absorbed in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and drinking the nectar of serving to them. So here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is saying, Milia e sava samsara vashaye diteche paramudvek. So Milia e sava, all of this together, all these impetus all together, samsara vashaye, they just like this word adrift. They like put me in this ocean of like samsara, in this world of material existence. No? And then diteche, they giving me, they causing me so much udvek, param udvek, like strong, very string, let's say here, excruciating anxiety. They give me so much suffering. Like when we cannot control our mind, when we cannot control our speech, we like this. Not only it's harmful for our spiritual life, but also give us so much suffering, so much suffering. You know, so aneka jatane sheshavadamane. Aneka jatane, so much, I try so much, I do so much effort Sesava damane, to try to control all of this, chariachi asha ami, but I'm not being able to control them. So chariachi asha ami, like I give up my hope, you know. Even though I try so much, I try to control my anger, I try to control my tongue, I try to control, but I'm not being able to control, so I'm giving up my hope. But then again, always our hope is, you know, Guru, Vaishnavas, Bhagavan, you know, their mercy, their power, they like only by their mercy we can be transformed. I remember Śrīla Godruma Swami Maharaj, there's a class of him that I really love, and he say like, he's speaking about the power of sadhusanga, and he say how the demon can become devotee, you know, just by the mercy of Vaishnava, all our like demoniac natures and all everything can be fully transformed in a way that is like becomes like a flower to be offered to the Lord. This is our hope. So if we try to do effort like separately in our own way, we cannot get it. But here he's saying like, oh, it come after trying so much, and I give up my hope because by my own capacity I could not do anything. But anatara not like you are the Lord of those who have no shelter. No? And anatara is like those who have no Lord, those who have no shelter. You are the Nat, you are my Lord. No? So this again could be for Guru, but for the Lord also, or both. Actually, both should be always there. And then Daki Tavarnam, I'm calling out your name. No? Ekena Barasha to me. Like now, my only hope is you, actually. Barasha to me, like the only hope that I have that I can come out from this condition, that I can fully give up all these impetus that I pulling me here and there. It's your mercy. You know? And here I feel like when we meditate in Dakitavanam, for one side we're thinking in the name of the Lord, you know, because the name of the Lord Nam is so powerful. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you know, Chetra Darpana Marjanam. The first thing that Nam is doing is cleaning all our heart, because all these tendencies due to all the anarthas we have inside. But Nam is so powerful, is cleaning out all these. But also Dakitavanam can be referred to the Vaishnavas. Now, if we see Manashiksha, when you will be seeing the Manashiksha in the verse 5, he's saying there like when all these enemies are like very dacoits that they're attacking me in the open road, and then when I would call out the names of Vaishnavas, you know, and the names of Vaishnavas are so powerful. What to speak about them? Just their names are so powerful, you know. So also calling out the names of the Vaishnavas, taking shelter of them. So yeah, so I think in both senses can be seen. So, okay, we can go to the next one. I try to be a little more, sorry. So in this second song, we are again seeing things that are not favorable for devotion. Like first we were seeing like all these impetus, and now we're seeing tendencies that we need to fully give up, because if we have these tendencies also we cannot like properly practice, no? So then I think you can just go to the song. I think while the song we'll just see with the verse. So here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is beginning with Artera Harihe, Artera Sanchaye. So the first word of Rupa Goswami is Atyahara. And Atyahara means like, in general, they translate like over collecting. Normally, even sometimes it's like eating too much, but actually Atyahara means over collecting with all the senses, right? And like seeing too much or hearing like anything that is enters in Atyahara. But here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is saying something very specific. Say Artera Sanchaya, like to over collect what? Artera, like wealth, you know. And this is something very important. We need to be very careful. Actually, Śrīla Prabhupada, when we see in his song, this Dustamantu Mikishara Vaishnava, he says something like very important. Say, Tomara Kanaka Bhogera Janaka. No, Kanera Kanakera Dware Sebaho Madhav. No, so he's saying like this Tomara Kanaka, your wealth, like when we are trying to collect wealth, this is Bhogera Janaka. This is just with the desire, it's like of enjoying. Why we want to have wealth? Why wealth has so much importance to us? Because with what wealth we can get things that we can enjoy, you know. So this wanting of collecting wealth, it's like nourishing this bhogavriti, this so much strong tendency to enjoy. So this is something that for sure we need to no? And how is possible? But Prabhupada himself is saying there, no? Like kana kera dware se bajo madhav, no? Like by this wealth we should serve the Lord and we should serve his devotees. Like we should not see anything as this is for my enjoyment. Everything is for the service of the Lord. This is actually the mood of a surrender person. He sees everything for the service of the Lord. He cannot see anything. This is for me, for my happiness, for my enjoyment. Everything is just for the service of the Lord. Only when this mood will come there, then even if there's wealth or there or not, like we can see in the life of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, so much wealth came, so much like temples, so much things come. But he has no this mood of like, this is for me. Everything for him was for the mission of his Gurudev and for the mission of Mahaprabhu, no? So then anything like doesn't matter if there is here and there because like everything is just for service, no? So we need to somehow develop this mood, like everything, any wealth or anything, it's for the service of the Lord. If we have this mood, then we will not have this one, having more and more and more, because wanting to collect very much is just because I want to enjoy very much. I want to have many things to be able to enjoy. So, and the thing is also wealth is such a thing that once you can see in this world, the people who are more wealthy, they want more and more and more, and their life and their thinking and everything is just to get more and more, and they don't really need more. And they, to get in more, they even like going on top of so many, like doing many even bad things and everything, but they become so, because also power, wealth brings power, no? The sense of power. With money, one thing that can control others, you know? So, but we need to be very careful. So Atyahara here, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura specifically is connecting it to over collecting so much wealth. And then, so Vishaya Prayash is like doing prayash. Rupa Goswami used this word prayash that means effort, overdoing. But here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is saying very specific, no, doing efforts for material enjoyment. We should be very careful because our time is very small, very limited. So we should be very careful that we use very like every moment we have, we should not use it in trying to enjoy, but trying to serve the Lord. Like and actually this way, this tendency to actually utilize our time properly can come only in the association of sadhus, because they are like always engaging in service. Then by their association, we can also like use all our efforts only to serve the Lord. But any effort that is not connected to that. So actually, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explained this. If one sees his essay about this prayash, like really the only thing that is not an effort for us is bhakti, because bhakti is innate to us. It's our nature. Like something that is your nature, you don't need to do an effort for that. That's like natural. It comes automatically, and everything else, it's enters somehow or other in this effort, like over effort. So yeah, so somehow we need to go towards that, like trying to do that. Our life is life of dedication, or a life of devotion to the Lord. So anakato prajalpane means like to speak about anakata, anything that is not related to the Lord. Everything else that is not connected to the Lord or his service or his devotees. No? And yeah, and actually like if we see this speaking about other things, it's something actually very strong. In Manashiksha also, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he says that actually this stills our conscience. When I'm speaking about other people, like when I'm speaking, even more if I'm seeing faults in others, or I engage in conversation they have no value, or this just takes away my conscience. I've been hearing Harikatha, I've been trying to chant, I've been doing so much effort to bring my conscience, they become Krishna conscious, no? But as soon as I engage in these things, all my conscience been stolen. Go away, like so much effort. It's like I'm filling up a tank, and then I'm keeping the tap open down, you know. So like I'm doing so much effort in trying to chant, in trying to pray, in trying to do things properly, but then I'm not careful to do what I'm speaking, so then all my conscience is being stolen. So Raghunath Das Goswami specifically saying, you know, like when we speak in Asat Bharta, like any topic that are useless, unnecessary, this takes away our conscience. So we need to be very careful. So ana adhikara niyama agrahe. So here is very important this. Like Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura say ana adhikara. So niyama agraha, that is the same. The next thing that Rupa Goswami is saying is to work we have a qualification, and only when we can follow the instructions, the rules and regulation for our qualification, then we are out of niyamagraha. But ano adhikara, when we are following things that we are not qualified for, like something that is very high to me, I will burn out. And if something that is very low to me, I will become very stuck. But the only way is just because actually scriptures, the Lord is very merciful. He made such a perfect thing. He gave instructions, so many kind of instructions. So everyone, whatever level they are, they can start following to come to the Lord. So it's very important that that's why Anugatya is so important. Because only under Anugatya, we can know where we are and what we should follow. We are seeing maybe someone who is doing so much and I want to copy that. But if not, I'm not at that level, I'll just burn out, and will also disturb others. So it's very important we can follow what is our qualification, the rules and regulations for the one, like to the level where we are. Because if we follow that, then this will allow us to go to the next step. So, and then he say asat sangha sangatane, and then keeping maintaining this bad association, and that's also something like a very strong associate with those whose conscience is not towards service of the Lord. Somehow in that association, their kind of conscience, their kind of aspiration, their kind of desires will come to us. So it's most strong of the worst bad association is Mayavadis, but then after those who are very materialistic and those who are associating very much with materialistics, or those ones who are very much attached to the opposite sex, or those who are associating with those who are very much attached with the opposite sex, and those who are dharma dwajis. This is also something very, very harmful. Those who, in name of, they dress like saints, but actually it's all a duplicitous things. No? Associating with them is even worse, because they're showing so many things and they're like this, but inside they have so much this mood of enjoyment. And in their association, we are thinking that this is helpful for our spiritual life, but actually it's we are only bringing their mood of enjoyment in our life. So we need to be very careful. And those who are durachari, who are engaged in bad activities, if we, always, again and again, if we want to touch that Brajaras Sar, that essence of this Brajaras, we need to be very careful about these things. If we don't, we are thinking why I have no test in NAM, why I have no, I cannot focus, why? Because we are not being careful in all these things, Only when we will be careful in every single of each one of these instructions, so naturally will be Krishna conscious, so naturally will be inclined to serve. This mood of service will be so natural there. So Rupa Goswami, it's been very merciful, and Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura even more, to show us how careful we need to do, how our life should be so careful. So you can go up. So now this is also something very beautiful how Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is saying. In the last one is laulyam. Laulyam means actually greed. But here he's saying astira siddhante, rahina majya. Astira siddhante means being very shaking in our siddhanta. And this is something we need to be very, 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 very careful. We should hold very strongly the siddhanta our Guru Varga has given us. Actually, there is even because in their words, in their instruction, we should be very fixed in that. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura also in his commentary say this launya means become the mind very restless. I want to hear about this other conception and what the karmis thinks, what the jnanis thinks, what they running up and down in different philosophies, and even in our Krishna consciousness, trying to here and then things that we get lost and we have no proper fixed siddhanta. Without having proper fixed siddhanta, our practice is so shaking also, the siddhanta shaking and our whole thing is shaking. So we need to be very careful. And then for that, the most important thing is we need to hold the instruction of our Guru Varga. We don't need anything else. Whatever they give us is already so much. We cannot even touch one drop of what they're giving. We don't have need of going anywhere else. We just need to try to dive very deep in what they've given us. Even every single word they gave, they have so much power. Because the thing is, it's not just the siddhanta, but the siddhanta, when it's been given in the proper line, that's why in the Dasamula Tattva, the first word is amnaya. Amnaya is we are not just taking the understanding of the scriptures, but that has come through a line of gurus that is bona fide. This message need to be given very pure, because even people quote things of the scriptures, but they're saying it wrong. No, need to be from a very bona fide like a source, then we can fully take shelter on that. And in the way of this Siddhanta becomes very strong, then our spiritual life can also become very, you know. So he said, Rahilo Majia, like I'm being so much absorbed in all these things, no? And then because of being so much absorbed in all these bad tendencies, then Hari Bhakti Virailo Dure, my devotion, it stayed very far, you know. While we keep in like doing effort for material things or over collecting wealth or like all these bad tendencies or like even running here and there for different kinds of philosophies or understand, even nowadays there's so many videos and YouTube and so many books to read and we are running for so many things. Like while I'm keeping this, then Bhakti Devi, she stays very far. But when we keep and we give value to what our Guru Varga give us, then Bhakti Devi comes very close, you know, because Bhakti Devi is sitting in the words of our Guru Varga. So when we can serve these words, then Bhakti Devi will come in our heart. So, Hridaya Matra. So because I'm being so much absorbed in all these things, so Bhakti came far, and instead of Bhakti, what came to me? Spura means like it manifests in my heart. What manifests? Hridaya Matra. The only thing that in my heart manifests is parahimsa, like having violence to others. That here say like envy. Mada means madness, but also Mada means like pride. So much pride, you know. And then pratishta, so much desire of recognition, and satata means like so much like this cheating propensies. So instead, I've been doing so many things, you know, but because I was not careful with these tendencies, so and instead of bhakti coming to my heart, then what happened? Like instead of becoming devoted and like dedicated, instead of that, so much envy came and pride came and desire of recognition came. So here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is actually like being very merciful. If we are not careful, then this is what it comes to us. So Esava Agraha Charina Narino Charite Narino, sorry, Apana Doshete Mari. So I'm being unable to give up all this Charite Narino. I cannot give up these bad tendencies. Like all these all these things that I have all these tendencies, everything, I not been able to give them. Apana doshera mari, I'm dying, like I'm being killed by my own, like all these bad things, all these bad tendencies, all these bad, they are all like somehow killing me, no? They are killing me. And then Janama Bifala Hoilo Amara. My birth is going in vain, no? Fruitless, like I got this human birth that is so valuable, but what I'm doing of this human birth, I just wasting it. No. Ekana ki kori hari. So now what can I do? Oh my Lord, like I'm fully lost. Instead of like bringing the things that are valuable, I'm being engaged in things that have no value and they make it even worse. So now what can I do? But then he said, Ami to patita, I am very fallen. Ami like to patita, very, very, very fallen. Patita Pavana Tomara Pavritanam. But your name that is Pavitra is so pure, you know, is Patita Pavan, is the savior of the fallen. So again, we always have a hope, you know, we are fully lost, but Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura is giving us a hope there, okay? I have all these bad qualities, I have all these bad tendencies, I'm being engaged in things that have no value, and my condition is just pride and desire of recognition. So many things come, and I'm so fallen. But your name, so pure and so powerful that it's the savior of the fallen. So this is my hope. Your name can save me. So se sambandha dhari tomara charane sarane loinu ham. So keeping like this connection with you, no? With Nam, with Guru, with Vaishnavas, tomara charane sharana. I'm fully taking shelter at your lotus feet. No? So this only when we can take fully shelter in our Guru Varga, in Bhagavan, no, in Nam, only we can have some hope, you know. So important, like we are careful. So but if we want to be careful, then we need to take shelter in Nam. We need to take shelter in Vaishnavas. We need to try to, like every day, every moment, make it like a sorry, sometimes the English word, you know, like an offering of devotion, you know, like every single, like in the same way, like we need to, how can we can give all these things, we need to be careful, everything. So even though I'm doing the small things, everything I do with so much care. When I'm doing Jaidwani, I fully like remembering the names of our guru. I'm begging, like, without your mercy, how can I give up all these things? We can like always just meditating in all this, like, I'm taking shelter of you. I have no qualification. I'm Patita, I'm fully fallen, but you are Patita Pavan. Please, 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 like you can save me, you can change me, you can transform me. So now it's 8 o'clock, so I think it's maybe I wanted to do one song more, but I
Sorry.
cannot hear.
Maybe. Um, Sometimes I do this. Like if we need to fit in more. Sometimes like this is for all the devotees watching on Zoom right now. If you have to go now, then you can still watch the rest later on YouTube. It's all being recorded. This is all being live streamed on YouTube, and
Okay.
maybe it would be good just to do one more song, because
Yeah,
then
I want to do
otherwise
one more song.
tomorrow will be like
Yeah,
really difficult, to fit in
yeah,
a whole.
yeah. If we can do one more song, then it's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because actually,
So if
these three
anybody,
first songs are the most. Even Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he has given the most emphasis to he wrote an essay for each one of these, because he gave importance how necessary this is for our spiritual.
yeah, I remember the Rupa Goswami conference. You just spoke on one of the things from the next verse, right? Just utsaha. That was the whole class. Was just utsaha. Yeah.
20 minutes. How much you can do?
So now you have 1 minute
Okay.
to speak about utsaha. No, I'm just joking. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, if anybody needs to go now, Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you tomorrow. But okay, so now you can
Okay.
continue on.
We can go to the Utsahasana. Now, Srila Gurudev said, like, okay, if we want to give up this 1 and 2, then we need to take shelter of these 3. This 3 is our power. These things that are favorable for devotion. This is like something. In the way we can develop this is like in the way that all the others will very easily go away. So, and here say Bhakti Prasidati, like these 6 things, they are like nourishing, they're helping that actually we can achieve that devotion. So the first one, and all these 6 are so important, and I feel like in the way, like Prabhupada say, there is like an Artha Nivriti, but there's Artha Pravritti. Like we should give more emphasis to the good things. In the way, if we give so much effort to the good things, then naturally the bad things goes away. So Artha Pravritti, like to bring the good things, is the most powerful for us. And all these things are so beautiful. So if somehow we can give emphasis to this, then all the bad tendencies, like all these impetus that we have, they will go away naturally. So, okay. So here saying bhajana utsaha. So the first thing is utsaha. And utsaha is actually such a beautiful word. It's like this enthusiasm. And enthusiasm in bhajan, So we can see, like, if anyone is doing something for us, and if they do it just like, okay, I need to do it, and like without any, it doesn't feel so much nice. But if someone is doing like, oh, I really want to do this with so much effort, it becomes so relatable. It's like that thing that we were seeing when we were seeing this Sarvesha Tomar, this nachite, like with so much eagerness, so much desire to say. This makes things so valuable. So even if it can be something very small, but if it's done with enthusiasm, because actually enthusiasm and eagerness, they go so together. Like in the way we have our enthusiasm will come because we have that eagerness. More eagerness we have, more will show that enthusiasm. Like I really want to do it so nicely. So Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says what takes away this utsaha. It's like when we are very lazy, or where we are like indifferent. Like if I'm just doing something just okay because I'm supposed to do, like a machine. This is like things made like a machine doesn't please to the Lord. I mean, like he will be pleased, but in a very external and far away. But if we actually want to come to that, like topmost things, we need to do like fully. When there is indifference is one thing, and then what is the other side? Like with so much care, like taking care of every single detail, doing things like so nicely, so focused, so much absorbed. These are symptoms of utsaha. Like when I'm doing things like extremely carefully, extremely with so much dedication, with so much like absorption. These are when very clear utsaha, it's been present there. So, and first, it's one thing that Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says that is very important for this utsaha and for nishchaya, for both. Like our faith needs to be very strong. If I have faith in something, then I can become enthusiastic about doing. But if I have doubts, then my practice is very loose, you know. And then with a very loose practice, then it will take us so much time, so much time. Well, bhakti is something very powerful. One day we will achieve it, who knows how many lives. But this enthusiasm, this eagerness is what will bring us very quickly there. You know, this is the accelerator, I don't know, for our spiritual life. I don't know some English words, so sorry, maybe I will say them
No,
in Spanish.
accelerator, that's right. Yeah.
So, and then one thing that is very important, like we know in the offenses to Nam, one thing is pramada, like to be not attentive, you know. But a symptom of enthusiasm is that I'm so careful, so attentive. Anything that I do, not just Nam, but every single thing I do with full care and full attention, you know. And then these things become so powerful. Anything that is done with care, with eagerness, with so much focus, they become so valuable. So we need to try, like, even the small things we do, try to do it with this. Like, okay, I don't have enough time in the day. I only have this small part of the day, but when I'm just only doing this. And I'm putting my whole mind and my heart and my speech and my everything in trying to do this so carefully, with so much affection, you know, because spiritual life is an expression of affection. You know, service is actually an expression of love. So if our service is not an expression of love, then this is not service, you know. And then that expression of love will feel it in the way that there is enthusiasm, there is care, there is like eagerness. So that's why this is utsaha. It's so necessary. This is like the life of our spiritual life. If in our life, in a spiritual life, there is this enthusiasm, then everything becomes so relishable. And then we want to do more and more and more and more, you know. So enthusiasm is something very powerful. And I really like in the art in this article of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Sadhana, that I know you read it some time ago, that is so powerful. There is one thing there that Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, and this is like shows, like for me represents very much this utsaha. It's like say, what is I'll just say, explaining his words. So actually he said the process of sadhana is nothing but the art of increasing our thirst for the Lord. You know, actually our sadhana is not like a checklist. Okay, today I chant my rounds, today I do this. No, our life is how can I become thirsty for the Lord? How I can want the Lord more and more and more. And this will come from utsaha. Utsaha and eagerness, they are so close, you know. So that's why and in the small things I can do with the whatever, like when I'm taking prasad, should not be like just I'm doing, this is the mercy of the Lord is coming next to me. Let me just serve it with so much care, with so much, like trying to do every single thing we can have in our life. We have contact with small practices, every single thing with so much care, that our thirst for devotion can grow more and more and more. This is sadhana, really. And I think this line should be stamped in our heart. Our practice is actually the art. How can I increase my thirst for the Lord? This is our practice. Why I'm chanting, why I'm hearing Harikatha, why I'm trying to learn all these songs, why I'm trying to speak all these things, why? Just to increase my thirst for the Lord, you know? So okay, I love Utsara also. But Bhaktite Vishwasa. So to have like confidence or faith in this process of bhakti, this is very essential for us to be able to have this utsaha. They all together, you know. So to be able to have this utsaha, we need to have full faith in bhakti. Like if, for example, someone is giving me a treatment, if I have full faith in this treatment, I would follow it fully, you know, like whatever they told me, I would just do. But if I have no faith, and I was like, maybe I should take it, maybe I should not, maybe we need to have like full faith in that devotion is very powerful, that Nam is very powerful, and Guru and Vaishnavas are so powerful. We need to have full faith that bhakti is the topmost process, no? That's why like Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, when one sees the Madhurya Kadambini, that's all the process of devotion, all the first shower, the first chapter, he's speaking about the glories of bhakti. Because unless we understand how powerful is bhakti, how glorious is bhakti, how powerful is bhakti, any other process is like, there's nothing can be compared to bhakti in all senses. Like one can go there very deeply in so many ways, how powerful is bhakti. When I have this faith, then I can like fully jump in devotion and just not want anything, not trying to search of anything else, just depending on trying to take devotion in my life. So, and then, so this nishchayat, that is the word that Rupa Goswami uses. Also nishchayat is because when I have faith in this gives me determination. And determination in our spiritual life is essential. Actually, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura in this same essence, is say in this sadhana, he said like, if a person lacks determination, he cannot progress even one single step. Very strong words, he said, not even one single step if we have no determination. He was speaking there like the need, like we need to control what we are taking or not, And then he said determination is indeed the foundation of our sadhana. Like if we want to have a very strong practice, like we need to have determination. Without determination, we cannot even so for us to try to bring this determination is essential. But how is this possible in association of sadhus? Because the sadhus, they are fully established in their practice, and they're so when one sees them like so much shining and being so much blissful in that service, then that determination, by seeing them, by being in their association, by taking their words, that determination can come in our lives. So then he said, prema, love, dharya, dhan. So to have this wealth, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura uses very beautiful words, like the wealth of dharya. Dharya means in one way, can be understood in two ways. One is patience and also like tolerance. And then prema love, like in our process to achieve prem, it's not so easy. We wanted to achieve like the highest thing. Again, like we were thinking like this braja rasa sar, the essence of this nectar of braj. So this prem is so high. So in achieving this will be not so easy. It's not like in one day. And nowadays it's more difficult. Everything wants to be instantaneously, like should come at once. But it's not so easy. So in the same way that we keep enthusiasm and we keep our determination, we also should be patient. Like it can take time, And in having the capacity of having the patience that okay, will take time, but I will keep doing it with all my heart, with all my courage, with all my everything, These three things, this utsaha, nishchaya, and dhairyat, they're so important in our life. Practice that is made with these three is so powerful. It's so powerful. It's so pleasing to Guru and Vaishnavas, to Bhagavan. So, so here actually, we can understand. For one side is patience, it can take time, and whatever time it's there, I should not lose my determination or enthusiasm, but just keep doing it. But for the other side, it's also the tolerance. And in tolerance, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, in his essence, in his essay about this dhairya, he speaks how tolerance is also that we can have all these impetus that we saw in the first verse, but to be able to tolerate them, like they say, if a mosquito came and bites you, if you just it's itching, and if you start how you say this, it's
Scratch.
scratching, sorry. So if you start scratching, then you will not be able to stop. You'll do it again and again and again and again and again and again. But if somehow you tolerate it, for some time it will be itching. But at one point the itching will go away, So that tolerance is also in that sense. Even though these impetus, they will be itching us, in many ways, but we need to tolerate that itching and say okay, no, this is not helpful for me. I need to tolerate that itching. It's just for some time. If I can tolerate the first itching, then it will go okay, But if I start scratching, then I will not stop, I will just want more and more and more and more and more. So, and this will bring us to become self-control, that control that we need to have for the first verse, it's coming from this tolerance. So tolerance is essential in the way we can tolerate, because these impetus, we are conditioned. These impetus are there, but we need to control them. We need to somehow tolerate. And the second sense of tolerance is Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura say, in our spiritual life, many difficulties will come. We'll have tests on the way. We have opposition, even we can see in the life of big acharyas, so much opposition come. In our life, very tiny, but some opposition also come, And many tests will come. Many, even people who want to stop us, even can be family, or so many things will try there to harm our spiritual life, but we need to tolerate. And in the same way, like we're tolerating, but not giving up our effort, our enthusiasm, our determination. These things are essential. Like in the way we can do this, in this way we can come closer to the heart of Sri Guru, to the heart of Rupa Goswami, to the heart of Mahaprabhu. So Srila Bhakti-Raksha Goswami Maharaj explains very much like this, tate nukampa, like this. We will only be able to tolerate when we can see anyhow, this is the result of my own wrong activities, whatever is coming to me, and seeing also the mercy of the Lord in everything. So then we can tolerate anything that comes and just keep very strong in our spiritual life. Because tolerance means like, even though all these things come, I don't give them up. I keep doing, like this is tolerance. It's like whatever, it doesn't matter, even like the whole world is shaking, I'm still like, keep doing my practice. No? We can see like the expression of this is when Haridas Thakur saying like, they can like cut me in pieces, I will not stop chanting Nam, when they were beating him in these 22 markets, he like, and this is what we're aspiring for, like, doesn't matter. Sometimes our condition externally can be very difficult, or we are dealing with devotees that is difficult, or so many difficulties come here. There's some politics and this, but anything of this should shake my spiritual life. Anything of this should not shake my chanting of Nam, my trying to serve Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, no? So this is tolerance. I can, whatever is there, I just tolerate it. I don't care, and I keep very strongly my practice. So then the next one is say Bhakti Anukula Karma Pravartan. So here's in the initiations of works favorable for Bhakti. So this is Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, when he's playing about this, is saying like when Krishna was speaking with Buddha, he told to Uddhav, like, if you want, like, if we want to achieve like that prem, we need to take all those things that are very favorable for devotion. And actually, this Bhakti Anukul Karma Pravartan actually are the limbs of devotion, that we are hearing about the Lord, that we are singing the names of the Lord, we are worshiping the Lord, we are like seeing the Lord in between the things that Krishna tells to Uddhav. Is very beautiful, because this is kind of like what we need to somehow develop, like having full faith in the narrations of the Lord, hearing, singing about the name, form, qualities of the Lord, being very fixed in our worship to the Lord, offering like different kind of prayers, like the songs of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, on the songs of like engage. All these things are so powerful. These are nourishing our relationship with the Lord. This is nourishing our thirst for the Lord, more and more and more. So anything that is nourishing this, our thirst for the Lord, this is what is called Bhakti Anukula Karma Pravartan. But here, everything needs to be done in a mood of that, like in a mood of service. In the way that I can do it in a mood of service, then this is actually something that is, if again, I'm doing just like a machine, or like out of duty, or even out of pride, or just like an external display, just I want to show I'm such a good devotee, and this is not Bhakti Anukul, like should be with a mood of service, under guidance of Guru Vaishnavas, with a desire to like pleasing them, with a mood of surrender, then these activities, anything we do will become like really favorable for our devotion, will be nourishing this mood of service. So actually, when Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explains this tat karma tat karma pravartana, of the Upadeśāmṛta, all this article actually speaks about the 64 limbs of devotion. Starting with Guru Padasraya. Our very, very beginning is taking shelter of Sri Guru. Like if that thing is good, like, and we are actually taking shelter of Sri Guru with his instruction, everything, then everything else will open. Huh? So shelter, surrender is always first thing, and first thing in Sri Guru. So then he say Asat Sangha Visarjana. So here is, even though we are seeing all these things are like very favorable, but here again, Srila Rupa Goswami speaking about we need to give up Asat Sangha. And this is something very powerful. Actually, we can see his instructions are very condensed, and he's just using like very specific words. So one can think like why he need to, already in the previous verse we saw like give up bad association, but he's giving again this emphasis because bad association is what kills us. Like the key of our spiritual life is sadhu sangha, and what kill our spiritual life is asat sangha, like totally, like because from association is the nature we will develop, the kind of desires we have, the kind of aspiration we have will come from what we associate with. So if I keep bad association, then bad desires will come, bad aspiration will come, bad, like I will just use my time in bad things, you know? So that's why he gives, again, very strong emphasis in that, like we need to give up bad association. And then you can go a little more. So Bhakti Sadachar, and this is very beautiful. He said, this Sadhubrite, that is the sixth one. Sadhubrite, like here Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura uses very beautiful words. He said, Bhakti Sadachar, like having proper etiquette, proper behavior. And this is so, actually this Bhakti Sadachar can go in many, 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 many levels. But we should behave, we should act in such a way that is pleasing to the Lord, that is pleasing to Him. That's why we have sadachar, is for that. It's like I should be in a way that is not disturbing others, that is not disturbing, because if we disturb others, we disturb Vaishnavas, we disturb their practice, then how can we please the Lord? No? So proper sadachar, if one want to put it in simple words, is to behave in such a way that is like very favorable to devotion, is in a way that is very much pleasing to Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. So, and there, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, when he goes deeply in this Sadhuvrite, he speaks how there is also the etiquettes we need to follow. There's different levels, like for those who are grihastas and those who are sannyasis, and there's different things in sadachar that are very important. But mainly this bhakti sadachar is that we need somehow be able to behave in a way that is pleasing to Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. So, and then for this, we need to be fully under guidance, you know, and one thing there is very important, not anukaran, like we are imitating what they're doing, because actually we are, anugati means we are following them, but our following should be never anukaran, I'm just imitating, like he's standing in one way, I'm standing, no, we are anusar, we are following them, we're following their conceptions, we are following what, like their hearts, you know. So, and according to our qualification also, like we are trying to jump and become like Raghunath Das Goswami's, or we'll just burnt out, you know. We need to go properly under the guidance, no? And then, so if we can do things very nicely, then Guru and Vaishnavas, they become so pleased, and then by being pleased, all their mercy start like showering us so much, you know, and by their mercy, then everything else will open automatically. So he say, chaya guna, these 6 qualities. So here now, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, again, he's bringing to a prayer. We are seeing how powerful is all these utsaha, nishchaya, dhairat, tatat, karma, pravartana. All these things are so powerful for our spiritual life. But, oh my Lord, nahilo amaranat, nahilo, I have none. Like all this, I have no enthusiasm, I have no determination, I have none. Kemone bajivo, how I will be able to worship you, to serve you. Tomaracharan, your lotus feet, no? Charya Maya Sata, and giving up all my connection with Maya. You know, like I want to be in that position. I want to have that enthusiasm, that like strong, like doing things in such a way that is so much pleasing to you. But I am very far from that. How I will be able to serve you? You know? How I will be able to give up my connection with Maya means my so much mood of enjoyment. Even in devotion, we are trying to enjoy it. You know? So say how this will be possible. So then at the end, he's praying. Sorry, not at the end. In the next verse. Garhite achar means like a very bad behavior. Rahila mamaji, I am always absorbed in all this bad behavior. And na kori no sadhu sangha, I never go in the association of sadhus. I remember one thing I forgot to mention, but maybe I'll mention at the end. It's just only one small thing I'll say about determination. Sorry, because this is something very important. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, he explains that Siddhanta, in the way that we hold very strongly Siddhanta. He actually there speaks about all this Dasamula Tattva. So if we have proper Siddhanta, then we can follow things very properly. I'm sorry, this idea. So here it's also like a weird Laya Sadhuvesh, like I am dressing like I'm a sadhu, like I'm externally I'm showing like I'm a devotee, and I'm no. And not even only that, so Ani Upadeshi, I'm giving even instruction to others. You should chant, you should teach, you like, But but this, because I don't really have devotion, I don't really have this mood of service. All this is just like the play of Maya, it's like only it's external display of like devotion, but there is no really devotion, there is no nothing there. So at least I feel like this is our condition, and this is actually, that's why Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura makes it so beautiful. Like this is our condition, like, oh my Lord, I want to have all this thirst to serve you, I want to be proper, but instead of that, I'm not going in association. Even if I go in the association of sadhus, I'm not bringing the instruction deeply in my heart. I am not like, I'm engaged in things that are not proper for devotion. I even dressing and pretending I'm such a great devotee and even instructing others, but this is only just some external display, So you can go up. So he said, Eheno Dasha, in this condition, this is my condition. So ahai tuki kripa, again, it's like I only depending in your costless mercy, And this is again and again and again and again, like only our really only hope. And this is, I really like, someone gave me one picture, it's a picture of Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Goswami Maharaj. And it's there like in front, and he says like the guidance of saints, this is our only hope. And like for me, I always like I like to remember this every single day. Really, Sadhu Sangha, Guru, Vaishnavas, their instruction, this is our hope. Like if I see, like Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura say, no, Yogyata Bichare Kichu Nahi. If I consider my qualification, there is zero, there is nothing, But Tomara Karuna Sar, the essence of my everything is your mercy. And your mercy is, because they're so merciful that it's costless, they give mercy to even like, they even give like more to give mercy to those who are the most fallen. So, Tomara Pai Bohari. So, so Sri Guru Asraye Dakibo Tomae Kave Va Binate Kori. No, so Sri Guru Asraye, when here actually say Kaven, like all these things praying, like when this will be possible, that like I will be able to Sri Guru Asraya, I will be able to take shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Guru. And then I will be able to call out to you, and somehow even this condition be able to get your mercy. Oh my Lord, when this is my minati, this is my prayer to you, like when by your mercy somehow I will be able to take shelter of Sri Guru, and I will be able to call out to you, and I will be able to get your costless mercy, and then I will be able to achieve all these beautiful qualities, all these beautiful tendencies, all this utsaha, all this nishchayat, all this dhairyat, all this being able to practice in such a way that is so relishable for the Lord. Like I always try to remember this, that I will end with this. Actually, Krishna, he wants our love, really. And there is this pastimes, he becomes thirsty because Krishna, what he needs, he's like he's the cause of the all causes. He's like there is nothing really he needs, but he loves that, like when there is affection, when there is, and Gurudev will give this example of Duryodhana, when Krishna came there as a messenger. Duryodhana prepared like so many preparation, like topmost quality things, and like in very beautiful pots and so opulent. And Krishna didn't take even one drop. But then, and so like sometimes we can so much give emphasis to the external part. Oh, I need to do this and this and that. But that is not what moves the Lord. It moves what is inside. If we have inside like really nicely, even if what comes out is like really tiny, this is what makes the Lord eager. So then the Lord, he himself then went to the house of Vidura, and Vidurani, his wife, was there. And his wife has so much devotion and she was so happy that the Lord has come to see her, that she was like so eager to serve him, that in her eagerness, she becomes so much absorbed in this, like trying to please the Lord, that she didn't realize that she was giving the skin of the bananas and throwing up the bananas, So, and he's giving this skin of the bananas, and Krishna is taking them, like he's feeling like this is the most delicious things I'm getting, So really what is externally doesn't really matter. What matters is our heart, It's like, so, and for that, all these last things we saw from Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, all this Utsahan, he said that's so powerful. This will make what comes out from us something so relishable for the Lord, that he will not like we heard about this Sridhar, like not even he needs to call the Lord himself will come to fight with him every day, like just for some bananas, just for some, just like when there is devotion, when there's this so much thirst to serve the Lord himself comes, there is no needed. So this is the kind of devotion we need to develop. That's why, like Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura say, our sadhana is only this art of how can I increase my thirst for the Lord. So I think it's like just taking shelter of Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's words and trying that this can become our life, like every single thing we do, like we do so much decorated with all these beautiful qualities. So sorry I expand so much, and it's very difficult to speak these things in short, at least for me, so I'm very sorry.
No, thank you so much. That was very beautiful and very, it's really nice just to see how does this really apply in my life? How can I actually, not just like, yeah. So it's good that you went into detail like this. Otherwise, this isn't just like things that we're just trying to like, not some knowledge or whatever, but actually how can it really be, practically applied to my life. So thank you. We'll do just a short Mahamantra, and then we will and short Jaidwani, and then that will be our program for today. And then tomorrow we will go through the verses 4 to 8. Right? Yeah, 4 to 8. Okay. I mean, yeah, songs 4 to 8. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gaur Gadadhar Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Radha Madhav Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Jai Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai. All of his transcendental prayers, kirtans, all his writings Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Rupa Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Upadeśāmṛta Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shinitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, Nri Harivu Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Champak Mataji, Mañjulālī Didi, Deepika Didi, and wait 1 second, just checking on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see how many people stayed all the way till the end. Okay, there are 7 devotees there. Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj is there. Dandavat pranams, Maharaj. Sajan Maharaj writes, Determination means do or die. Yes. Haribol, Fuleshwari Didi, Nandini Didi, Ganga Mataji, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the other devotees joining. I only see the names of people who write comments, so I'm not skipping you if you're here. I don't know who's there. And also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jai Dev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and Vinda Didi. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and see you all tomorrow for the next songs. They are, I mean, all these songs of Upadeśāmṛta are so powerful, but really, for me, my favorite ones, well, I shouldn't say my favorite, well, whatever. The last three, though, tomorrow, those ones are really, like, those are ones that I always come back to. Like, they're so powerful, and so I hope you can all join tomorrow, because that's, yeah. All right, Haribo. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before we end the stream for today? All right, see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe, Haribo.